So after travelling for quite a few hours in the car, it's time to check into the hotel room and work on release and restore through shoulders and back. Coming into a kneeling position, hands to the heart. Inhale, fingertips to the ceiling, lengthen out through your side body. Breathe. Calmness. Lever your arms out to the sides of the shoulders. Inhaling. As you exhale, twisting to the right side. Sitting tall, exhale, twist deeper. Inhale, drawing back to the center, leveling arms out. Exhale, twisting to the opposite side. Breathe in length through your spine and exhale, deeper into your twist. Releasing tension, stress. Drawing forward, arms level with the shoulders, hands to the heart. Inhale, pause. Coming onto all fours, knees under the hips, palms under the shoulders, rocking hips back to the heels. Drawing onto your knees, sweeping the hands overhead, folding the palms down flat in front and rocking forward. Lift your chest and your chin. Bend your elbows, lowering heart. Lower down and lifting the chest up and away. Baby cobra. Lowering your torso back down to the mat. Inhale, peel the ribcage up and away. Hips to the heels. Lifting to the ceiling. Knees over hips, folding forward and down, palms flat, forehead to the mat. Rocking forward to the knees. Move your hips forward to the knees, lower chest, chin, body to the mat. Lift your ribcage up and away. Lead forward through your heart. Lower ribcage. Push the mat away, raising back to the knees, hips to the heels. Exhale as you fold forward and down. Inhale, sitting tall, lengthening the sides of the body. Exhale, folding forward and down. Inhale, all fours. Exhale, lowering chest, chin. Inhale, peel the ribcage up and away. Float your palms this time up and away from the mat, hugging your shoulder blades together. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lifting up and away. Exhale, lower. Peeling away. Lengthening the spine, leading forward through your heart. Rocking back to your knees. Tuck underneath your toes. Float the knees from the mat, lifting the hips high. Heels down towards the mat. Coming back to your knees. Hips to the heels. Breathe. Hold. Take a moment. Center. Floating forward. Tabletop position. Lift your chest and your chin, lowering your belly button towards the earth, and draw your belly button to the spine and arch your spine to the ceiling like a cat stretching. Level out, reach your right arm and left leg out and away. Lower, hand to the knee, curling and rounding the spine, leveling out, flat back, long arm and leg. Hold. Sweeping your hand back, grabbing to the arch of your foot. Lift the chest, lift your knee, open through your heart, open through your hip. Level out your arm and leg once again. Settle to the mat, all fours. Repeating on the opposite side, lengthen, arm and leg, level with the spine. As you exhale, hand to knee curling, rounding the spine. Inhale, lengthen out, leveling the body, arm and leg straight and long. Sweep your arm around, taking your hand to the inside arch of the opposite foot. Lift your chest up and away. Push the top of your hand away with the top of your foot, creating space. Level out your arm and leg once again before settling down to the mat, resetting to all fours. Lift your chest and your chin, lower your belly button. Tuck underneath your toes, float the knees away from the mat, heels towards the earth, ears level with the inside of the arms. Hold and breathe. Long, slow breaths, elongating the spine with your inhale, hips high. Exhale through the backs of the legs. Then wave your spine forward and out. High plank. Lower chaturanga, belly button drawing to the spine. Level your body flat to the mat. Walk forward to your forearms, elbows underneath the shoulders. Hold in Sphinx pose. Breathe. Setting the palms back by the ribcage, push the mat away as you raise to the knees, tucking your toes. Resetting your downward facing dog, long spine, strong straight legs. Forward and out, high plank, belly button to the spine. Bend, lower chaturanga. Flatten the tops of the feet to the floor. Lift your chest up and away. Folding back down. Lifting up and away, upward facing dog, peeling the thighs slightly away from the mat. Exhale as you lower. Inhale, lift up and away. Hold. Breathe, heart leading forward. Tuck underneath your toes, lifting the hips high to the ceiling. Breathe. Sealing the knees back to the mat, underneath the hip line. Rocking the hips to the heels, lengthen forward and down. Rocking forward. Tuck your toes, raise your hips. Fluid, smooth movement. Step your right foot forward, then your left, walking forward to the top of the mat. Exhale, fold. Inhale, lower the hips, bend the knees, Utkatasana. Standing tall, hands to the heart, Tadasana. Sinking low through the legs, Utkatasana, chair pose. Standing tall, exhale as you fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, folding, stepping back long, right leg. Gaze forward. Exhale, stepping back, sweeping your left leg high, three-legged dog. Sweep your left foot through. Sweep your fingertips to the ceiling, high lunge, Anjaneyasana. Folding forward and down, arms by the sides of the body like an arrow flying through the sky. Reset, fingertips to the ceiling. Exhale, palms set outside edge of the front foot. Sweep your left leg high to the ceiling. Reset your left leg through between your palms. Raising high to your lunge once again, fingertips to the ceiling, ribcage lifting from the hip line. Folding forward and down, sweeping the arms by the sides of the body, arrow flying. Sweep your arms forward. Sweep them back by the sides. Plant your foot to the hand to the inside of your foot, lifting your left arm high. Come back to the center, high lunge. Folding forward and down. Sweeping, left leg high, three-legged dog. Sealing the foot to the mat, heels drawing down and back, downward facing dog. Hold and breathe. Stepping forward, right foot. Repeating on the opposite sides. We're working on that length through the side of the body. Folding forward and down. Send a purpose for your arrow, flying through the air. Think of a place that it can land with positivity in your life. Sweeping forward, plant the palms, right leg to the ceiling, three-legged dog. Sweeping your right leg through, inside of the hands. Fingertips to the ceiling, groundedness through the earth and light and lifted through the torso to your fingertips. Folding forward and down, floating through the air. Sweep your arms forward, level with the ears, hold. Plant your hand to the inside arch of your foot, rotating your high lunge, fingertips to the ceiling. Palms set, three-legged dog. Breathe. Set your feet to the mat, heels drawn down and back, downward facing dog once again. Hold and breathe. Long, slow breaths like waves rolling onto the beach. A rhythm created with your breath, matching the waves. Sitting your knees to the mat, tabletop, folding forward and down, hips to heels, forehead to the mat. Rock forward to your knees, tuck your toes, raise your hips. One by one, walk your feet all the way forward. Exhale, forward fold. Bend your knees, lower the hips, raise the fingertips to the ceiling, Utkatasana. Inhale, Tadasana, hands to heart. Stepping wide, right leg back, heel on a 45. Raise your arms to the ceiling, your chest and ribcage facing your front bent knee. Hands interlace and drape behind the back as you draw your shoulder blades together. Lean forward, keeping your arms and your fingertips interlaced, dropping your shoulder to the inside of your front bent knee. Hands reaching to the ceiling, pulling your shoulder blades together. Draw yourself up, sweeping your fingertips to the ceiling, high lunge. Warrior one. Palms together, center of the chest. Come to the ball of your back foot, standing tall and proud. A couple of steps up with your back foot, then lift that leg, floating up and away, drawing into your balance. Virabhadrasana 3, your warrior 3. Hands to heart. Breathe. Setting down your lengthened leg, fingertips to the ceiling, reset. Virabhadrasana 1, our warrior 1. Staying focused, centered and strong. Find peace and strength in your pose. Palms together, center of the chest. Turn your 10 toes, swapping to the opposite side. Left heel back on a 45, fingertips to the ceiling. Warrior one, opposite edge of our mat. The hands fall behind our back, interlace. Lift your chest and your chin, folding forward and down, dropping your shoulder to the inside of your front bent knee. Pushing down strong through the outside edge of your lengthened leg foot, that pinky toe connecting to the mat. Draw down with strength as you lift your torso up and away, resetting the fingertips to the ceiling. Inhale. Exhale, hands to the heart. Hold and breathe. Lift your back foot up and away, coming to the ball of the foot. A couple of steps up, balancing, and then lift and float that leg up and away. Heel level with the hip. Hands to the heart. Warrior 3. Centered in our bows. These balances sometimes can set us off kilter. Reset, refocus. Let your back leg settle back to the mat, heel flat, 45. Fingertips reaching for the sky. Strong and focused in our warrior. Let your arms float level with the shoulder line. Toes pointing forward, palms together, center of the chest. Turning to the opposite side of our mat. Stepping forward. Inhale, fingertips to the ceiling. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, stepping back long, left leg, right leg. Downward facing dog. Setting once again to our knees, under the hip line. Rock your hips to your heels, folding forward and down. Forehead settles. Knees under the hip line, sweep your arms overhead. Hands to the back. Lift your chest and your chin. Hip bones moving forward. One by one, let the fingers fall to your heels. Fingertips wrapped around the heels, lifting your heart forward, open through the throat. Hold and breathe. Hands back to the lower back. Centering our body, hips to the heels, folding forward and down in our child's pose. Exhale through your lower back. Inhale, sweeping, high kneeling position, fingertips to the ceiling. Hands to the heart. Set your hands to your lower back, fingertips pointing down towards the lower part of your spine, tailbone. Push the palms against your back, open your chest and chin, ribcage lifting away from the hip bones. This time perhaps you let your hands fall to the heels and settle your palms flat to the soles of the feet. Breathe. Heart opener. One by one, walk your hands back to the lower back. Reset shoulders over the hips. Hips sink to the heels, folding forward and down, child's pose. Exhale out and away from that warmth and energy we're creating through the lower part of our spine. Let it release through your body. Holding no tension. Bring your gaze forward, reset to all fours. Lift the knees, downward facing dog. Walk to a high plank. Lower, bending your elbows, settle your body all the way to the mat. Lift the chest up and away and walk forward to your forearms, elbows underneath the shoulders. Come to your toes, lift your legs. Hovering in a forearm plank. Engage your core, belly button to the spine. Left hand comes to the inside of your right arm. Roll across to the outside edge of your foot. Balancing on one side with that opposite hand floating overhead. Reset back to both forearms, swapping sides. Rolling across to the outside edge of your opposite foot. Plank pose on a forearm. And a lifted arm we can float level with the side of the cheek or fingertips to the ceiling. Resetting back to forearms. Hips level, spine level. Breathe. Walk your toes in towards your elbows. Bring ourselves into our dolphin pose. Ears level with the inside of our biceps. Knees to the mat. Flatten your feet, hips to the heels. Grip your fingertips forward. Child's pose. Breathe. Again, we exhale and release tension from the body, mind, letting go. Tucking the feet across to one side, coming to your sit bones and lengthening your legs out long. Ankles and knees together, tall spine, palms at the sides of the hips. Shift your sit bones forward, feet flat, fingertips to the ceiling. Wrap your hands underneath your thighs and slowly roll down through your spine, coming into a supine position. Palms flat by the sides of the body, arms straight. Lift the sit bones up and away and interlace your fingers underneath the lower back. Bridge pose. A lovely stretch. Lower the spine back down. Palms flat. Cross your right leg over outside the left. And once again lift a variation of our bridge pose. Hips high. Maybe you keep the hands flat or interlace your fingers again. And separate, rolling back down. And we travel across to the opposite side. Ankle above and outside to the bent knee. And we lift the hips up and away. Breathe. Top leg keeping open and level. Working on opening through your hip line. Lowering back down to the mat. Crossing one leg over the opposite. Thread your arms through, interlacing your fingers around your shin. Hugging your body in. Threading the needle. Swapping over sides. Hold the body. Peel as much of the tailbone away from the mat as you feel necessary. Letting go. Feet flat. Lift the legs up and away. Now push your heels with the flat feet to the ceiling. Fingertips reaching above the shoulder line. Arms and legs reaching for the ceiling. Back down to the mat. Wrap your hands around your shins and hug your body in tight. Your knees drawing into the chest.